Imagine this, a fragile ceasefire, desperately clinging to life in Gaza, suddenly threatened by whispers of impending violence. The U.S. State Department has dropped a bombshell claiming to possess credible reports that Hamas is planning an imminent attack on Palestinian civilians. This accusation, if true, would be a devastating blow to the already precarious peace and a blatant violation of the ceasefire agreement. But here's where it gets controversial. What constitutes a credible report, and what are the potential motivations behind releasing this information now? According to a statement released on Saturday, this alleged attack on Palestinians would be a direct and grave violation of the agreement and would undermine the significant progress achieved through mediation efforts. The U.S. is painting a stark picture, but details are conspicuously absent. The State Department hasn't provided any specifics about the nature of the attack or the sources of their intelligence. This lack of transparency understandably raises questions about the veracity and intent behind the announcement. Is it a genuine attempt to prevent violence, or is there a larger political game at play? The ceasefire, brokered between Hamas and Israel, is currently in its initial stages. This delicate phase involves the release of all living hostages held by Hamas and the return of the remains of deceased hostages to Israel. Simultaneously, Israel is obligated to release 250 Palestinian prisoners from its jails and 1,718 detainees from Gaza. This exchange is intended to build trust and pave the way for a more lasting resolution. And this is the part most people miss. The success of each step hinges on mutual commitment and adherence to the terms. Any perceived violation from either side could easily unravel the entire agreement. Washington has stated that it has already informed other guarantors of the Gaza peace agreement, including Egypt, Qatar, and Turkey, and has demanded that Hamas uphold its end of the bargain. Should Hamas proceed with this attack, measures will be taken to protect the people of Gaza and preserve the integrity of the ceasefire. The State Department statement ominously declared. But what measures are they referring to? Are they prepared to intervene militarily? This ambiguity adds another layer of uncertainty to the situation. Hamas has, as of yet, offered no official response to the U.S. State Department's claims. Their silence fuels further speculation and anxiety. Former President Donald Trump has previously issued stern warnings to Hamas against harming civilians. Earlier this week, Trump posted on Truth Social, "If Hamas continues to kill people in Gaza, which was not the deal, we will have no choice but to go in and kill them." He later clarified that he would not be deploying U.S. troops into Gaza. But his remarks underscore the volatility of the situation and the potential for escalation. Adding to the already complex narrative, BBC Verify recently authenticated disturbing videos depicting a public execution carried out by Hamas gunmen in Gaza. The videos showed masked men, some wearing headbands associated with Hamas, lining up 8 individuals with their arms tied behind their backs and executing them in a public square. While BBC Verify could not definitively confirm the identities of all the gunmen, the footage paints a grim picture of the internal dynamics within Gaza and the ruthless tactics employed by some factions. On a related note, Israel announced the retrieval of 2 more bodies from Gaza, which Hamas identified as those of deceased hostages. As of Saturday, the remains of 10 out of 28 deceased hostages have been returned to Israel. Meanwhile, tragedy struck when 11 members of a Palestinian family were reportedly killed by an Israeli tank shell, according to the Hamas-run Civil Defense Ministry. The Israeli military claims its soldiers fired at a suspicious vehicle that crossed a designated yellow line within Gaza. However, the existence and marking of this line are disputed, and the BBC has requested clarification from the IDF regarding the exact coordinates of the incident. The current conflict is rooted in the devastating 7th October 2023 attack, where Hamas-led militants killed approximately 1,200 people in southern Israel and took 251 others hostage. Since then, the Israeli military's campaign in Gaza has resulted in the deaths of at least 68,000 people, according to the Hamas-run Health Ministry, whose figures are generally considered reliable by the UN. In a separate development, a UN Commission of Inquiry alleged that Israel has committed genocide against Palestinians in Gaza. Israel has vehemently rejected this accusation, dismissing the report as distorted and false. Given all these factors, one crucial question remains. Can a lasting peace truly be achieved in Gaza, or are we simply witnessing a temporary lull before the next eruption of violence? And perhaps even more importantly, what role should external powers play in ensuring the safety and security of civilians on both sides of the conflict? Share your thoughts and perspectives in the comments below.